good to see you. How have you been? I want to start a bunch of friendship bracelets today, but I thought we could catch up first because actually quite a lot of time has passed since the previous vlog and this one, despite them being posted relatively close together. I filmed that one in July and then I forgot it existed, so I ended up continuing filming it way in October. And the two bracelets that I had left from the previous vlog are the only two that I currently have that I'm actively working on, so I really do want to start new bracelets today. The thing is, I have no idea what bracelets I'm looking for. I think I want to do some spooky alphas because it's October, you know, spooky season, but I have nothing in mind really. Anyway, we'll get to that. Let's catch up first. How have you been doing? What have you been up to? What bracelets have you been making? Do you have any suggestions for me for bracelets that I could do? I'm always looking for new patterns, so I would definitely love that. I've been doing quite well actually. I haven't made as many bracelets. I still struggle with my wrists a lot. I have pain in my wrists. These gloves, compression gloves in general, do help, but still whenever I get wrist pain, I can't really make any bracelets and that's been quite limiting. But also I've been doing a lot of stuff outside of bracelet making recently and outside of like crafty things. I joined a choir, which is not something I ever expected myself to say, but I'm having so much fun participating in a choir. It's like we sing modern songs. I go there for 2 hours every week. We go to the pub after and like socialize with each other. There's gonna be a whole event in December where we're gonna be performing and stuff. It's been great. I'm having such a blast. The last time I was in a choir, I was 8 years old and it was school. And I never saw myself going back to it. And the way that I ended up there was also kind of random. I was actually looking at my local library on how to like borrow audiobooks from there. And instead it hit me with an advertisement being like, hey, you know, the local choir gathers here every week. You wanna join? And I was like, okay. So now I'm in a choir. I love it. It's been great. I also started doing yoga twice a week, which has been so good for my mental health. It's such a nice point of relaxation to get some movement and also just to meditate at the end. We do quite an active version of it. It's called Vinyasa yoga, which is not something I was familiar with previously, but there's a lot of movement and it's very active. There's no like staying in one spot in one position. So there's a lot of things going on, which I find interesting because previously I thought yoga would be boring for me, but no, it's been great. And I really love the meditations at the end and just like the zen that I experience. It's very calming. I love it. I've been going before work. Can you imagine that? I start work at 9 a.m. Granted, I work from home most days, but still. And then I go to yoga at like 7:30 in the morning. Do that, come back, take a shower, have a quick breakfast, and then start work? That blows my mind. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not a morning person. Like 90% of my videos filmed up until like 2021. Possibly even later, like maybe 2022 actually, were filmed at like 3 in the morning because that's what my natural state tends to be. I tend to be a night owl. So the fact that I'm waking up before work and doing things is absolutely mind-blowing. More so is the fact that I've actually stuck to it and I've been doing it for like 2 or 3 months. I don't know how that happened, but I've really been enjoying it. It's been great, and it's also great during a work week to wake up for something other than work. Like I wake up and then I do something for myself first and then I do work. It's been great. Anyway, I've really been enjoying that. I'm also like doing things more. I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that I live in London. I joined a book club. I've been going to book events. I went to a book event where I met the author and I had the author sign the book for me. Let me show you. It was this book that I read recently for this event. It's about a marriage. It's about immigration and like the familial relationships with that. It's about motherhood and the mental health struggles around that. It's about love. It's about passion. It's about so much. I really actually deeply enjoyed this book. But yeah, I went to an event with the author and it was a book club style event where we got to talk. And then at the end, we got the book signed. And I got a little message for me. It says, "Maria, thank you for coming along." And I love it. This adds to my collection of signed books, but having the book signed by the author in front of me and specifically for me is so different than just having a signed edition, and this is the first one like that, so I love that. But yeah, I've been going to book events. I've been meeting friends out more. I've been really trying to take advantage of the fact that I live in London in that I'm going to like more shows and musicals and just different events and Museums. I've been going to so many museums and galleries. Oh my god. I didn't even realize how many there were in London, which is such a stupid thing to say. I've lived here for so long. I grew up in this city and I didn't realize just how many galleries there were. There are so many that I've never even heard of that are beautiful and free, mind you. A lot of them are free. But yeah, my friend took me out to a salsa dancing event recently. There was a class first where we like learnt the basic steps and like did a bit of dancing with partners. And then there was a social where we all danced together in one big room. It was so far out of my comfort zone, but I loved it. It was thrilling and I felt alive and it was great. Anyway, I'm doing good is what I'm trying to say. I'm actually doing really, really good. And I want to make bracelets now. That's what I want to do. So I want to go through the to-dos that I already have and pick out some bracelets that I want to make. I think I'm in the mood to do alphas more than I am in the mood to do normal patterns. So let's have a look at what alphas I have. I want to do something seasonal. This feels seasonal to me. Crystals. They remind me of like witchy things and like Halloweeny stuff. So crystals, maybe. I feel like this one would be really easy to make. It's 12 strings wide. Not only am I trying to find bracelets to make, I'm also trying to find bracelets to make tutorials on and bracelets to make knot with me's with. I don't think this one would be that great for a knot with me though, because there's only a tiny portion of the bracelet that actually is interesting. So maybe I just make this one for myself. Maybe this one would be a good knot with me though. I think this might be quite interesting to watch as a time lapse. Yeah, if I have enough colors for that, I think I do. Oh, I love leaf patterns. See, for a lot of these, the problem is the colors. Like, I don't know if I have colors that are gonna look good with that. There are some variations here, so maybe that one's nice, but the colors of the leaves are still the same, so it doesn't really solve any of my issues. This one looks good. Okay, maybe instead of giving up straight away, I can actually have a look if I have these colors first, and then from there, I guess. I really wanted to make this one over the summer, but then also it's huge. Oh, it's not that huge. It felt bigger in the preview. Maybe I could have done that one actually. For some reason I just didn't get around to it. I really like this one. This one feels like such an autumnal one as well. See, I think I'm in the mood for like thin alphas. Yeah, all of these are 12. This one's 14. I think oh, look at this one! I didn't realize how many autumnal bracelets I had saved. I want to do all of these. I'm actually deeply offended I'm not able to do all of these. See, this is the problem with like hoarding patterns. I forget that they're here, and then by the time the actual season rolls around that I want to make these in, I can't make all of these. I need to narrow this down, but like all of these are so cool. I'm not linking any of these patterns in the description, by the way, and unless the ones that I'm actually gonna end up making, because you can see it you can see them on screen, so you can just look them up by the pattern number, which is, yeah. Should I make this one? This one's really cute. Maybe I can make this one for a knot with me. Okay, let's skip this one. I think I'm gonna skip this one and skip this one. Okay, so the question I think is between all of these. Definitely making this one just because I really want to make the crystals. I'm also very much like a crystal fan. You can see a bunch of crystals like on my shelf. I think I want to make this one. I'm going to try and prioritize this. But the question is, do I have enough shades of orange to pull this off? This one is a maybe. This one is less of a priority, so maybe that one's a maybe. This one is also less of a priority, and this one is less of a priority. Okay, so I have 3 top ones and 3 ones that potentially I could do. Okay, let's leave this for now. Let's switch to normal patterns because I also want to make some normal patterns, and maybe there's something in here that I can make a tutorial on. Actually, a tutorial on this one might be doable. It's a bit easier than I thought. So the way that I go about thinking how I want to make a tutorial and if a bracelet is worth making a tutorial on is I kind of eyeball how many rows there are and how easy those rows will be to explain. So for this one, I'm still thinking about it, but for this one, the way that I would explain it is you do a reverse chevron. That would be this white part here and this white part here. And then you do several rows of just chevrons. So it would be this, 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 and up until this white bit here would be just a regular chevron, right? And then you have little pieces here and here. These are symmetrical. Then here and here symmetrical. Here and here are symmetrical. Here, 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 here. And that's it. That's the repeating part of the pattern, actually. Now, I think this is potentially tutorial worthy. The only thing is I'll have to explain how to then finish it, and I think finishing it would be on this row. So I'll have to think about how I explain that. But I think this is doable. I think this is a potential tutorial. So there you go, you just got a quick preview of what the tutorial is gonna look like. I think I'm gonna explain it like that. So I'm gonna keep that one. I've already done tutorials on a lot of these. Was this Did I save this for a tutorial as well? I think I did. I think I wanted to make a tutorial on this one. See, I want to keep it for February and like do a Valentine's one, but also nobody watches my videos in February. Like my season is from March to September. That's when people watch my videos. Anything from September to March, people pretty much don't watch. I get like absolute minimal views. So I don't want to post it in February and then nobody's gonna watch it. So might as well just post it now. Do I want to do a tutorial on this now? Potentially. I'll think about that one. I'll keep it. I'll keep it for now. Some of these I save because of tutorials. Some of these I save just because I want to make it. Some of these have other reasons, like they reminded me of something. None of these are interesting to me at this time. I was in a very specific mood when I saved a lot of these. Just kind of funny. Maybe this one actually. I could make, definitely not a tutorial because this is too intense for a tutorial. There's way too many steps in this one. But perhaps I could make like a knot with me. What colors would I do for this one though? I feel like this is very, like there's only 3 colors on the thing, on the pattern. I think the green here could potentially be like a color changing string. I'll have to have a look through the color changing strings that I have and figure out. There is one that I want to use here, so maybe I'll keep that. But I like the pattern itself. I could do a knot with me with that. Why did I save this? I hate 1 2 1 2 patterns, which is basically patterns that have a lot of forward, backward forward knots, which is this. Like, see how this isn't structured the same way as this is? Like in this pattern, you have a lot of stretches of all of these rows are going forward. All of these are going backward. All of these are going forward. Like there's long stretches of the same knot over and over again. You don't get that here. All of these are either forward, backward forward knots. This is torturous to make, in my opinion. Patterns like these take so long to do. I think I actually saved it because I was gonna do a 1 2 1 2 challenge because people know that I hate doing these. So I think I might have saved this to do a challenge with it. In which case, that's fine. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm not doing that today though, so I'll leave that be. Is there anything else here that I'm thinking could do a tutorial on? This one? This one will be really easy to do a tutorial on. There's only 2 rows that repeat here. This is basically like the fishbone chevron, except it's not a chevron. Like it's the same idea, it's just not a chevron. The only thing is it's like there's a lot of strings here and a lot of colors here. Do I want to do that? Also, it'd be so annoying to pick out the colors for these. There are 20 individual colors. This one, why did I save this one? Did I want to do a tutorial on this or did I just want to make it? I wish I could have like folders on Bracelet book. Like, you know, kind of like on Goodreads. If you read books and you use Goodreads, you might know what I mean. Like you have shelves for your books. You have the books that you've already read, books that you want to read, books that are in a specific genre. So like I have a shelf on my Goodreads account. I have a shelf for like fantasy. I have a shelf for sci-fi. I have a shelf for romance, for just like memoirs, whatever else that I'm reading. I have like separate shelves for things so I can like, you know, put things. For Bracelet book, I would love a shelf for like things that I want to make, things that I've already made. And then also like tutorial bracelets, not with me bracelets. Bracelets I just want to make for fun. Bracelets that are seasonal, like Christmas bracelets, you know, Halloween bracelets, things like that. Because every time I have to look through my to-dos and figure out why did I even save this in the first place? What was I trying to do with this? I think I just wanted to make this. I don't think there's an easy way of explaining it. All right, well, that's fair enough. I have quite a lot here already. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. And of those, 4 or 5 are like a maybe. Let's look at strings. I got my strings here. I bought a bunch. I keep meaning to do a haul, but I haven't yet. And I also, to be honest, there's not much to haul about. One bag of string, 2 bag of string, 3 bag of string. So that's a lot of string. And then a lot of the other bags of string, which are separated by color, by the way, in like little Ziplocs, have gotten really skinny. This might not look skinny to you, but like this is the reds. So comparatively, it is kind of skinny. It also doesn't have color variety, which is what's more important than string quantity. I do need to sort through this and like actually unload these bags and put them into the corresponding things. I'm just lazy and I don't wanna. But let's just, you know, have a look through these and see what we can find. I ended up picking colors for 4 different bracelets. I cut the strings for 3 of them on stream yesterday, which was my first stream after 2 years. And I even started one of them. This one is going to be the pumpkin. I'm quite happy with the colors that I picked out for this. I'm just hoping that they don't blend in once I actually start knotting. It's always hard to tell, specifically with outfits, but with any bracelet as well. This bundle are the colors that I picked out for the leaves bracelet, but I'm also not sure that I'm actually going to start making that one. I guess it depends how long it takes me to do these, because these I want to do for a knot with me. This one is for the crystals bracelet, which I also want to do for a knot with me. This one is for the ghost bracelet that I also want to do for a knot with me. So there's 3 bracelets already that are pretty seasonal that I want to do. I guess I can always do this one in like November, but we'll see if I get to it. Time to film a knot with me, my first one in a really long time. I just finished making the empty rows on the pumpkin pattern and I'm about to start filming the knot with me portion of it. But I also just got a really cool delivery and I want to unbox it with you. So let's take a break from bracelets and let's talk about journals for a little bit. So I am someone who struggles with journaling, let's put it at that. I have a ridiculous amount of journals that I've just collected throughout my life. Do you know what? I'm actually going to show you. That's not even all of them. I have a ridiculous amount of journals. A lot of these are like half used. I went through a phase where I was like really into bullet journaling at the beginning of university and like throughout university. And then I realized that I don't really do that. I don't keep up with it very well. So I just kind of stopped doing it, even though it pains me in my soul, because every once in a while I do want to get back to it and I can't ever be consistent with it. I have this creative journal from way back when. It has like a lot of creative ideas. Like at one point I wanted to create my own Sims 4 town, so I had like a list of stuff that I wanted to do in that. There's video ideas. I wanted to create my own website at one point, so I have like ideas for that. There's things that I want to draw, things that I want to do, breakdowns of different videos that I wanted to film. There's this page specifically which has a lot of my ideas for the channel from like 2018. This journal was used for like to-do lists and stuff related to the channel specifically. This one is a photo journal, which I actually forgot I had up until like recently. And it just like has a bunch of printed and pasted pictures. Then this is a journal that actually has like printed pages in it. And I really loved this one, but I stopped using it in like March. And you know what? I still got one for the following year and I used it even less, which is such a waste as well. I feel sad about that. Then this is one of my bullet journals from like 2018, January to March. I stopped using that fairly quickly. This one was a fun one. I had trackers for my mood and also for the weather. I just really love the lettering on this one. But then I also tried to use it as a planner and that's where it falls short. I can't use these as planners. That just doesn't function for me. I have found that like a Google Calendar functions a lot better. This was my first one ever from 2017, August to December. This was my first ever bullet journal page, which is like a year at a glance from September to August 2017 to 18. This is the one that I actually used the most. I started in May 2018 and then I used it through November, I think. But I like this one. It was simple. I used it a lot. It was, you know, this was the one that I had the most consistency with. And then this tiny little one is just like for random notes and stuff. Anyway, that's my list of journals historically. And then I have this one, which is my most recent one. And this one I'm using in a different way. This one isn't a journal really in the traditional sense, at least not like a bullet journal, I guess. It is still a journal. I really like it. I think it's really pretty. It has these like pretty pages. And then all of the pages inside are like have their own illustrations and they're really pretty. And I just write over that with a black pen and they are so, so gorgeous. It makes me so happy to write in this. This one I use in a little bit of a different way. So one thing that I also really enjoy doing throughout childhood and like into my life now is writing letters to myself into the future. And if you've never done that, I highly recommend doing that because it's just so fun to do. I decided that I don't really want to do letters anymore, but I'm gonna do a journal style thing where basically this is me talking about myself in the present, trying to capture myself in the present while also asking questions to the future and like talking about things that worry me and all of that. So these are the list of questions that I came up with. I also like just started this a few months ago, so these might change eventually, but this is what I have now is what does life look for you now? And that would be like the basic facts for your life, where you live, where you work, what your everyday looks like, who are the people around you, like all of that. Just describe what your life is in the moment. The next question is what are your hobbies and how do you spend your free time? So I don't really want to focus on work as much because that's not what I want my life to be focused on. So I want to focus specifically on like things that I do in my free time. So that's that question. And then what makes you happy? What are your goals? What are your worries? What are you grateful for? And Do you have any questions for your future self? Those are the core questions. Oh, also I have one at the very end. What are some important current events? And these can be probably merged with the first question, which is like what your life looks like now. Just because like, you know, COVID, important current event also kind of shapes what your life looks like now. So like, I feel like that fits. But yeah, I just, I sit down, I answer a bunch of these questions, however many I feel like doing at the time. And then I just come back to it. The first entry I have is from like 5 months ago. And every so often I come back to it and I answer one of the questions. Whenever something has changed, I guess, if there's something new that I have a hobby that is bringing me happiness, or I have a new worry or something, I just like journal it into here and I keep it there. Anyway, all of that being said, TikTok has recently discovered something about me, which is that I enjoy bullet journaling. And I am both annoyed and happy that it's discovered that about me, because I am very easily influenced. And now I really want to do it again, which is good. And it's good that I'm being inspired to do something, but I'm also annoyed because I stopped doing it for a reason. I cannot keep up with a journal, so I don't want to start one again. I've been burnt too many times. But I've been thinking, and I want to start a journal that's not necessarily a bullet journal / planner, but just like a journal that's kind of a diary where I can just record experiences and whatever I feel like recording, I guess. So here are some ideas that I have. A spread about things to do in London, a hobby showcase / things I enjoy doing page would be really nice to just talk about the things that bring me joy. I'm really trying to focus on things that bring me happiness and be grateful for the things that bring me happiness, because I feel like people, humans, me, I guess, have a negativity bias and I want to actively work against that. So I want to do that. Book reviews, movies and show to watch, travel diaries, days and moments highlights. If I have like a really good day, maybe I can journal about that. A bracelet diary. So maybe sometimes if I make a really cool bracelet that I'm proud of, I can like paste a picture of it and talk about that. Different recipes that I like, bucket list items, highlighting specific media that I'm consuming. It doesn't have to be like books and stuff. A gratitude journal, a workout log, musical highlights, date night ideas, planning my Christmas dinner. I'm hosting a Christmas dinner this year with my friends. We do one every year and we rotate who hosts them, and Thomas and I are hosting this year. Chess practice. I'm practicing chess now, so maybe I have a page that highlights what I'm doing and how I'm progressing there. Maybe I highlight my choir practice as well. A sleep and dream tracker. Packing lists. Packing lists I think would be very useful just because I travel a lot and I tend to forget things. Weekend getaway ideas, the weather tracker. But I think that would be really, really cool to like just journal about things like that without it being a planner necessarily. Anyway, all of that was to say I got a really cool delivery today and I just want to share it with you because I've been wanting to like paste pictures and stuff into my journals for a really long time, but I don't have a printer and I don't really have a printer that's nearby that I can like use, you know, like in a library or something. And the nearest library to me is quite far away. I got this, which is a little printer that you can use at home. And I've actually had my eye on this specific thing for about 3 years and I just never could justify buying it. And I finally could because it was also on sale at the moment. So I got it at a discount. And I just thought we could open it together and try doing something on it. Oh, it's so pretty. I really wanted a purple one specifically and I'm so happy I got a purple one. I accidentally ordered a white one to begin with and I was so disappointed I had to quickly cancel that order before it was shipped. And then I ordered the purple one and it's so cute. So I think that's the downside with these. It doesn't use, you don't need to buy ink for it because it's a zero ink technology, but the papers basically come with ink in them. So you do have to replace the papers, so they are quite expensive. Okay, so I downloaded the app, I paired my phone to the printer, I loaded the paper, and it just spit out a test paper to make sure that the mechanism is working. I think it's running out of charge, which is why it's red, but let's try a test print. I've just whipped up something on Photoshop because I want to basically do half of the print. I don't want the full thing. That's quite big. I want to make use of half of it. Let's try. And also let's see how long this is going to take. I'm very curious. It seems to be thinking. It's going to take it a while to think, I think, because it's transmitting the photo. Oh my God, it's coming out. This is the coolest thing ever. This thing just spit out a photo. Oh my God, I am thrilled. I'm actually thrilled. Look at that, I have a tiny little picture. So I printed a picture of the book cover and also of me and the author sitting down at the meet. So I want to do a journal page about this book. The print quality isn't the best, I must say. It's not amazing. It's not really comparable to a proper printer. That being said, I watched a bunch of review videos and I also read a bunch of reviews, and I knew that going in. I don't need something that is amazing for my journal. I just need something that is usable, and this is definitely usable, and the convenience of this is insane. Also, these are sticker sheets, so I'm gonna cut this and then stick it directly into my journal, and I'm gonna be so happy about it. So I'm thrilled. I'm gonna go try and use this now, and we'll see how I get on. I finished it! This is what my first journal page looks like. I really love it. I'm so glad. The cover looks amazing here. Also, the picture of me and Crystal looks great as well. And overall, this was so fun to do. I had such a good time. I'm thinking about what my next page should be. I'm thinking of either doing a hobby highlight where I talk about the hobbies that I have currently, or doing a workout routine highlight, because I went to the gym this morning and I think it would just be good to document what I did. So I'll have a think. I might plan a little bit out in one of my old journals, see how like a mock-up of a page would look, and then go from there. But anyway, I think I'm gonna leave you guys here today. This vlog is already so long. I'm very much in a vlogging mood, so the next vlog is probably gonna start pretty much straight away. I'm just gonna split it here. I'm still working on this bracelet. I'm gonna be filming the knot with me throughout the day today, and I hope it turns out beautifully because I really want it to. I just have the strings in a messy pile over there on the side of my desk. My book, The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets, which has a bunch of photo tutorials from the beginning, is out worldwide. You can buy it wherever you typically buy books, and there's also a direct link in the description. There's also an ebook version, which I forget to mention, but it does exist. You can also get it through the link I provide. I also want to give a special shout out to my patrons and especially my top supporters. It is with your support that I'm able to create the videos that I do on this channel. If you also want to support the work that I do here, the link to my Patreon is in the description. That's the best way to support me. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!